Hey everybody, hello. Paul McFarland here again to talk about Chiat Day, but without talking about Chiat Day, but by talking about Mischief. Yes, Mischief at no fixed address. Mischief, the hot shop of the day, of the time. I'm not going to show anything. I'm not going to open a book. I'm not going to have any text on the screen. I'm not going to have any strange filters or split screens or all that whiz-bang visual stuff. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say some things that are powerful. Remember, I've been showing all the Chiat Day work from the past. And remember, when this video started, it was the past. Not to say we should go backwards. Ooh, no. But to say what is eternally human and necessary in advertising, in branding, in marketing, in business, and in life. The quality of that kind of bold, audacious, rebellious, culture and society rattling, shaking work that showed elegance, craft, attention to detail, and brought a lot of rebellious challenger brands and essences to this world over the last few decades. That universal, essential, continuing idea of the best work we can do. So Mischief. Here's what I see. I'm so glad they exist. They are just about my favorite shop in the world right now. And I'll tell you why, in a Chiat Day way. Chiat Day came about at a time when you still use the last names of the founders and the owners. And because it kept that name, on some extent even today, there's a continuity of creativity and innovation. There's a continuity and a longevity of that kind of boldness, that kind of thumbing your nose at convention, right? And what Mischief is right now, I think, is remarkable, highly remarkable, significant, necessary, fun, and inspiring. Now, I see when Chiat Day was at its peak, people used to copy their typography because that was the easiest thing to do. But I think what Mischief has is a quality that can be inspiring, but I don't think it can be universally copyable. Maybe, maybe not. See, the quality of Mischief has a juvenile sort of fearlessness to it. That when time of your life when you feel danger is your birthright, you feel immortal, alcohol can't kill you, physicality can't kill you, well, it might hurt. You know, that sort of jackass sort of almost mentality. Where mischievousness and mischief itself in society is archetypally almost like an outside society while being in society. In the same way Robin Hood existed outside of society and occasionally came in and went back again. Real mischievousness in Robin Hood when you think about it, although it had a very strong purpose below it, the righting of wrongs and lifting up and supporting the downtrodden. Whether you watch Robin Hood movies or you know about the potential of a person named Robin Hood, or Tarzan, who lives outside of society and has his own little domain out there. And if you come into his place, he may scare you, but he'll save you. Or Batman, who has an alternate universe, a secret identity, but is in the city. That idea that no matter what goes on, you're aware that there's someone out there looking out for you. And I think Mischief is closest to that. You sense the fact that whatever they're going to do next is going to revive the industry. It's going to inspire people to be bold, to inspire people to be courageous or brave. And if we don't know the difference between those two words, we'll talk about it some other time. But the act of mischief itself is prankish. Again, it's very juvenile, almost teenager. That moment when you realize you're individuating, you're no longer a child of your parents, where you used to work. Right, Greg? But you're individuating and saying, damn it, at this time, you stop and notice, wait a minute, what's really going on? See, that moment in one's life or one's career, when you stop and notice, wait a minute, what's really going on here? You automatically set yourself apart. And you claim an awareness of the desire to ascend. So Mischief, all the qualities of what mischievous acts are, mischievous ideas, and a mischievous effect, has sort of a smash and grab kind of activity of a Ocean's 11, or in fact, this is a good model of that. Any of the things like Mission Impossible is also very like Mischief, where you have a team of unique misfits, right? Experts who band together and say, let's fuck things up a little bit and have some fun. Well, what's good about that is so clearly defined as a personality and an essence that it should presuppose clients wanting to work with them who get that and understand. Now, as one of my friends has been talking about on TikTok, when you get a really bad RFP, right? Beware. People who think they want something of what you do without really understanding who you are and why you do it can be the worst clients of all. And if they throw enough money at you, can turn you into an ordinary agency. Beware. So Mischief, I like it so much because it has a quality in the name. See, it couldn't be as strong if you called it Han McAteer or whatever. It would be wrong. It's an essence and a personality of being, as I say, a wet finger in the ear of culture and running away to the next thing, to the next thing. It'll be interesting to see over time if they establish long-term brand relationships. Not bland relationships. If they can establish long-term brand relationships to create something in society, like Apple, like Nike, like the Energizer Bunny was for so long, or could have been, something inherently disruptive and mischievous that extends, because mischievousness is a quality that we need. In other words, in any society where it feels too adult, you're going to have a revolution. Rock and roll, psychedelia, punk, whatever, right? In any society that seems a little too reckless, a parental conservative, Reaganism, boom, will step up, and sort of put things back in order again. The Lion King steps in instead of Robin Hood. And Mischief sits kind of in an in-between state where we're not sure what we are. Birthed in the pandemic, that idea that we're questioning central authority, we're questioning what life is all about, we're living in an increasingly binary world, and Mischief blows that open. There's no politicism in Mischief's work, at least not so far. There's just the act of, if you're going to stand out, you got to stand out. No, why stand out in this way or that way? We'll stand out in a way of mischief, prankish, which is a delight when everything is just so safe and nervous and people are sweating their data and people are testing and testing and testing and testing and testing and A/B testing and not trusting media and calling the models dead or advertising's dead, whatever. But we still advertise on TV. TV has never gone away, and TV will come back. It'll be on different screens, it'll be in our retinas, but it's still TV. The idea that Mischief, no matter what they do, I don't really think they worship craft necessarily, but they worship the effect. The effect of, oh, why didn't I think of that? I never thought of it that way before. What a fresh idea. It's not that anything is rendered so perfectly or beautifully for any reason. It's just that the main general master stroke, the grand gesture, which is a lot of large agencies have done. Look at the ones who used to be about craft, and now they're about the big grand gesture, the big spot, the big thing, the big meme, the big blah. Well, Mischief's work, its quality that I find so attractive, is that spirit that's in there so clearly. That we fearlessly went and asked different questions. As I always say, you want to change your business success, identify the grand central question that you always ask and change it. Change the question. Mischief often changes the question and therefore changes the solution, and it seems to come out of nowhere. A lot of what I see as Mischief's success is that old disruption convention thing. You write a list of conventions of what everybody does. I do this all the time. And then write the exact opposite of each one. Now, some of those opposites might be harmful. They might be idiotic. They may be absolutely wrong. But sometimes in those absolute wrongs, you can find an absolute right. Right? Beer ads are so macho, but the idea of a lollipop, beer, come on. See, that's what I mean. You do the exact opposite, and instead of rejecting it out of hand, you go into it, that exact opposite disruption, that reversal, that turning something on its head and trusting it. Because right now, the work is great, but it's making a lot of boom, 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 almost like creating its own sizzle reel as it goes. Again, I don't know what their intentions are. I'd love to know. If creating long-term brands and solid business structures based on this Mischief character is the intention or not. Or if it's just go with the flow and whatever comes in, do the most thing we can and just own the fact that business is a churning wheel and just make something boom, ha, ha, boom, ha, boom, ha, as you go. Whatever, I don't care. I'm just digging it. And I know exactly why I'm digging it. At a time when advertising was getting really shitty and people were winning Grand Prix at Cannes year after year for ordinary crap work, a bunch of near-drunk teenagers have fucked things up. Nicely, gently, thoughtfully, boldly, hilariously. It's that mischief. Causing a little mischief, which has that razor edge of notoriety, but it has the almost outlaw feeling too, being outside the law. Remember, an outlaw like Robin Hood is someone placed outside the law, which means the law no longer governs them, and anyone had free right to kill them in the name of the law. A sort of outlaw sort of feeling, which can be off-putting to some, but the point is, if you want to do a certain kind of work, you can't work for everybody. You have to work with people who want what you have. And for that, I absolutely respect. So that idea, that opportunity, the expectation, the people who work there, when they get an assignment or they want to go after something, they know how they're going to approach it. We're going to do it in a very youthful, punkish sort of way. We're going to say, this is what everyone does, and do the exact opposite. Turn it upside down, turn it on its head, like a mischievous adolescent would do. High energy, quickness, agility, recklessness, absolute recklessness. No seatbelts. What's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen to us. That headiness that kind of comes with that, like a winner and a trajectory and ascendancy, is remarkable, inspiring, and, did I say necessary? In 2022, really necessary, when an industry just continues to fall asleep, an industry continues to be boring. Mischief is a shining example of how to be what is necessary in a time and a place that is aching for this kind of energy. What there will be in 5 years or 10 years, who knows? But since I've been bringing you Chiat Day for 40 some odd videos so far, that quality of bold, audacious, rebellious craft and fearlessness and devil-may-care attitude, Mischief is owning that quality, not names, but that quality, that fearless, audacious, bold, prankish, hilarious, wow culture. Long may you be that. I'm serious. All honor, all respect, all love.